Hey guys, and welcome back to the World War II Solitaire board game channel and another unboxing video. Today we're going to take a look at Dutch Resistance, Orange Shall Overcome, a game designed by Marcel Köhler from Liberation Game Design. This is currently on Kickstarter. It's the second edition, I believe, or updated edition, whatever, with an expansion pack. I backed this on the first Kickstarter and I got it a few months ago, I think. But I haven't had time or possibility to open up the box. Also, as you know, my camera was broken. Let's see if I can open this up without breaking it, so we can take a closer look. It's a rather big box and seems to be a lot of components in it as well. So first of all, I want to say the art. I just love the art on the box. It looks great. You can see there's the propaganda here, the Dutch propaganda, someone looking in the window, a soldier collecting a note from a woman with an MP40, some machine gun. You can see this guy here, looks like a camera, and one of those collaborators who's looking into a window, and a worried woman. Victory van Deutschland wint for Europa op alle fronten. All right, and the side looks like this. We get more of that great art. You see it's ages 14 and up, 1 to 5 players, 90 to 80 minutes. It's gonna be a long game. So yeah, this is a co-op game, but it also has rules for solitaire. Let's go ahead and look at the back of the box, and I'll give you a moment's chance here if you want to pause the video and read all of this. You can see the component list. There's a bunch of stuff, and we can see there's 162 cards, and there's actually more because I don't know, for some reason the designer decided to add more patrol cards, I think it was. So those were included with the Kickstarter, but not in the box. And I think to mix it up a little bit, to have more things possible to happen. Okay, so we have the board, first of all. And as usual with my unboxings, we're just gonna take a look at everything that's included. And then we'll take a look at everything a little bit closer. So we'll fold out the board. So we have some pop-out things here. Ooh, it's big, a lot of stuff. And it's folding like that. More of that stuff. And this one goes the same, it's also foldable. I've never seen that with a board game before. Okay, and we have one more. And here we have some of these, I guess, player aids around. They're scenarios, okay? So there's 1, 2, are they double-sided? Nope. There's 5 of them, 5 scenarios. And we're gonna take a closer look at them, of course, too. And then we have our rules. Smells great. Smells really great. I think it was made in Holland. And then we have tiny cards, bigger cards, more of those. And then finally, I think we have the largest cards, which I'm assuming some of them are going to be like these. And I always open this up to see if there's a cockroach or something hidden, but there was not. So that's perfect. And ooh, this plastic feels very cozy. Okay, I don't know what this is for, if we're supposed to use that, so I'm not gonna throw it away. It folds into a little box. I'm guessing that it's to store the components so they don't rattle around inside the game box and get lost. And we have a Ziploc bag. It feels, the texture feels like a condom. I don't know why, but it does. It feels like, you know what it actually feels like? It feels like the type of medical gloves that I use if we put on the special old-time gloves that has the white powder on them. That's exactly how it feels, even more so than a condom. And we have components. Okay, I have no idea. I haven't read the rules. I haven't really gotten into it, so I have no idea what this is, but it's a big wooden block that says Ozo, and there's bricks on it. We have 2 yellow D6, wood, all of it is wood. And then we have our pawns, numbered 1 to 5. So I'm guessing we're gonna use the green one, which says number 1. And then you have a lot of these black little squares. And then, I don't know what you call this. Is that sphinx? I don't know the name of it. Oh, there's little things on the side there. I don't know what that's supposed to be. A hat, I think. So I think it's a spy or something. Yeah, there you see. So there's 5 of those and they correspond to the pawns. So I'm guessing that we're gonna be using the green one. All right, let's put all of these things into one of those condom bags so we don't lose them. And let's go ahead and take a closer look at the cards now. So there is a lot of cards. Let's start with the small ones. They're inside this paper package. Well, I guess that's good for the environment. No plastic. Okay, there's a lot of them. And on the back says ticket. And then helper, I think it says. And Ausweis. Okay, let's start with our Ausweis cards. So they look like this on that side. I'm going to show you every card. Just go ahead and pause the video if you're interested in a special card, because I'm not going to go ahead and read all of this information. All right, so that's our Ausweis cards. Let's move on to our ticket cards. So they look like that on the back. There's a lot of stuff going on in this game. I was a little bit surprised. I thought it would be something very light. But it seems like it's maybe perhaps a little bit complex and deep with all of these cards and components. And then we have, I think it says helper. Helper, yeah, I think so. Anyway, I'm sure all of you are gonna tell me what it actually says on that, on the back of these cards. Grandpa's farm. Okay, so that's all of the mini cards. Let's go now to the regular size poker cards. Or playing cards, whatever you call these. Right, so there is this card with no back, raid cards, patrol cards, and then these which have no back, and then there's just cards with a lot of information on them, identity cards it says. All right, let's start with identity cards then. So they look like this. Then there's a lot of information about these people. You can see there's so much information. So it seems to be a very informal game. Or informational game, perhaps I should say. Again, pause the video if you want to read it, because if I'm going to read all of this information, this video is going to be 10 hours long. Let's go ahead and look at our patrol cards. They look like this. They all look the same on the back, except you can see there's a different color on the sign. Gray, yellow, purple, and so on. And I think everything looks really great. If I understand things correctly, this is Marcel's, I believe it's his first game. I could be wrong. I also believe it's a new company. So I think it's rather impressive that everything looks so neat. Okay, so that's the patrol cards. Let's go to our raid cards, and they all look like that on the back. Deported, ooh, surrounded, unsafe residents. Okay, so these are not good cards, definitely not good cards. And that's our raid cards. And we have this one card, I'm not sure what it is, challenging it says. Not sure if it's some kind of basic, perhaps it's 2 difficulty settings, so basic one and challenging difficulty. And then we have all of these cards, and again, I'm not sure what they are. Forged papers, a lot of information on them. I guess they're character special cards, they're called. And then there are character cards, so let's go ahead and look at them. They're two-sided. But again, everything looks great. Maybe I should have shown the board first. I think that's something I would be interested in more than cards. And there's so many cards that this is taking a little while, but luckily you can just fast forward and skip the cards if it's the board that you're looking for. So I'm not sure if you play one of these characters and then you have the cards as kind of reference cards or something. But we're gonna find out. I'm gonna play it someday. I'll play it and showcase it to you. Okay, so we have more cards. We have captured on camera cards and officer cards and a bunch of occupier cards, and then one of these with the basic and then the challenging. I'm not sure what that is. And then the captured on camera and befriending the enemy. Not sure if there's some kind of perhaps helper cards to remember the rules. And then let's look at our officer cards. This guy looks really creepy. It's an SS officer. And they all pretty much look the same. You can see some -2, -1, different icons down there. And then on the other side, there's so many cards. It's gonna be fun to see how, with all of the components, all of the cards in this game, it's gonna be fun to see how well balanced it is. So with the occupiers, we can see there's different. Here we have a Wehrmacht officer with a Iron Cross first class and second class. And then we have a soldier. So they're mixed up, the soldier and the officer. Both of them are Wehrmacht. And then more of this really great art. You can see it's really nice. So they're not unique. There is some art here. I can see that is being used several times on the cards, but there is a lot of art. Really a lot. Unsafe hiding place. That doesn't look good. And I mean, obviously the art is perfect for the theme of the game. This guy is hiding behind potatoes or under potatoes. All right, so that's all of the normal sized cards, and then we have the larger ones. And so this is the one that comes with the game, and then these ones you actually had to request getting them. From what I can remember, the designer said that they weren't needed, but they would be nice if you wanted to add some variety to the game. So he would, if you requested them, you would have to wait a little bit longer for the game, but they would be free. So you might not have them in your game. Okay, so we have, first of all, we have a bunch of reference cards. and they look to be the same. So they look like this on that side, and then on the other side they look like that, and they all look the same. And then we have more reference cards, but they look different. So we have safe transport, and they look to be the same. Oh, not quite the same, there's different numbers I can see. Delivering papers, gaining evidence, spreading news, and safe calls. And then we have a bunch of Halt cards, and I think that's also what's in this. Not patrol cards like I said, but actually Halt cards. So they look like this. We have a German Wehrmacht soldier and what looks like a Dutch collaborator, a Dutch police officer or whatever. And so they look like that on the back, and then there's just so much information here on the other side. Bad weather, be brave or blend in, Nazi propaganda, new police officers, broad supervision, increasing danger, and much, much more. Imagine all of this text, how much it must have taken to make all of these cards. There's hundreds of them. You saw the character cards. They also had so much information on them. So it's practically, this game is practically a living book. I like that with games. It's like Halls of Hegra. Every card had some kind of informational text about the situation and, you know, historical correct. So it was really interesting to play it, and also as you were playing, reading the cards, as you got a greater idea of the historical context of the battle itself. Okay, so we have 46 of these Halt cards. You see they're rather big. And then we have additional ones. And I'm not sure if they're going to be unique or if they will be copies of some of the ones that we saw. Oh, they're going to be unique. We can see it starts with number 47. And they look the same on the back, like the other ones. So let's start with Meet with Sedatives. Sounds like a porno. Former classmate. Afraid. Hidden compartment. And so on and so on. See if I can find a way to hold them too. So there's even more stuff, man. And each of these have one big blob of text, informational text on the left, and then I guess options on what you want to do. 2 options. Offer the handkerchief. Here we have bird poop. So you arrive at the checkpoint and the officer is about to ask for your papers. Suddenly a bird flying over poops on the shoulder of the officer's jacket. It slowly drips down his jacket, but looks like it was just cleaned. The officer looks in disbelief as this is unfolding and is quickly searching for something to clean it with. You are carrying a handkerchief that can help clean his jacket. Giving it to the officer could help you, but will not have a good effect on your mood. Will you offer the handkerchief or keep it in your pocket? So you can offer the handkerchief or keep it in your pocket. Keep it in your pocket is advice I often hear, so we'll go with that one. Keep it in your pocket. As the officer gets more and more angry at his lack of good solution, he shouts at the people at the checkpoint. You get searched and they find the handkerchief. They ask you why you didn't offer it, and you quickly try to come up with a good excuse. All you can come up with is that you forgot that you had it, but they don't seem to believe you. So you get to roll a die, 1 to 5, lose 1 additional alibi, 6 no effect, and then there's a second one that I'm not sure how that works, but it's the same. Okay, I can see there's a police officer and here's a soldier, so I guess the situation can depend on which kind of enemy you're meeting. We can see with the soldier you will lose 3 of this instead of just 1. Moving on, divine security. So there's an expansion out for this now, or on Kickstarter, and I'm guessing that's gonna give even more of these Halt cards. Drunk soldiers. Enjoying some cheese, and finally hop on a train. So with these extra cards you have a total of 70, oh I put them in the wrong order, 70 of these cards. See here, they should be like that. There we go, 70 Halt cards. Again, the more I'm looking at the components of this game, the more I feel like I want to play it. Really impressive to see all of this detail into this game. And then we have the rules. Goes through the components. And we have the setup of the game. Key game elements. Goes through the cards and tokens. Movement and actions, occupy cards, end of the game. And here we have the solo mode and solo variant. So that's about 1 page, it ends here. So we have resolving Halt cards, setup, character adjustment, solo mode 1 and solo mode 2. We have simplified, okay, we also have solo variant, multiple characters. Then we have simplified play, variety in scenarios, commemoration and special thanks, credits, character information, and a rule summary on the back. Yeah, you can see there is, the rules also look great. I haven't read them, so I can't say if they're written good, but it looks really great. It's laid out really great, so I'm sure that it's going to be a good read. And then we have our scenarios. So there is a total of 5. So we have scenario 1, which is expand the network. See, so much stuff. Scenario 2, Arbeitseinsatz. Arbeit is work, Einsatz is, I don't know how to say that in English. Scenario 3, important items. Scenario 4, don't sign. And scenario 5, defy the occupation. So you can see there is a lot of information. We have the difficulty, so we have different difficulty levels that we can choose. I love that. The board setup, requirements, you have even extreme, scenario placement, goal of the scenario, scenario actions, special rules, and a lot more. Wow! This looks like a beefy game. Let's go ahead and look at all of these components now. I mean, we're not done. And these are hard not to pop out, I feel, so some of them might fall out as I'm holding it. First we have this, I'm not sure what that is. It's like a small board. And then we have all of this. This that looks like some kind of meter. And then we have some tokens. More meters and more tokens. And then the back side. So they look like looks like most of them are one-sided. Let's put it in here before I lose something. And then we have more. And it's the same, they're just as big. And here we have more of these big boards. One more down here. So I'm guessing perhaps, I'm not sure, but perhaps each player will have one of these. So if you're playing solo, one should do it. More tokens. And let's look at the back side. Again, they seem to me these are two-sided. You see the soldier on this side and the police on that side, so some of them are two-sided. And I believe this is the last token holder. You can see this one also has has two of these big boards, so again I think it's gonna be I believe it's gonna be one for every player. And let's go ahead and look at our tokens. So you see there's one of these for every location, it seems. The hairdresser station, and then a bunch of small tokens. Let's go ahead and look at the back side. Whoops, dropped one. I knew I would. And that's all of the tokens and stuff. And that leaves us with finally the map. And the map seems to be rather big. So I'll see if I can get it all on camera. This might be one of those games that's going to be hard to record due to the size of the map. So let's see here if we can manage to fold it out. Ooh, it's really big. Okay, there we have it. And you can see almost all of it on camera. I raised the camera so you can see all of it. And looks like it's, I don't know, maybe it's two-sided. Again, I haven't read the rules, so it's hard to determine. But there is a side on the back. It just seems like it's a little bit less color. So perhaps it's, you can choose which side you would want to play. The one with more color or not. Trying to see if there's something. Yeah, maybe these signs seems to be a little bit different. So perhaps it's two-sided. But I'm gonna let it be unsaid for now because I really don't know. Well, here you have the board. It's a really big one, and I gotta say, I like the art of the game, all of the art, but I gotta say the board is perhaps a little bit bland. But I mean, the cards, they look great. The counters, they look great. I'm guessing this is where you're gonna put all of your different locations. So I don't think it matters too much because when you see all of those gorgeous locations, you're gonna be okay. But this, the map, I would say, kind of looks a little bit toyish, like one of those things you had when you were a kid that you put on the ground with different roads, and you would go with your mini cars like zzz. But I mean, it's not like it's, I'm not going to say that it's bad. It's definitely not bad. It's just a little bit bland. not as exciting and good looking as the cards. But again, with the different locations put out here, I'm sure it's gonna be nice. So anyway, just to show one of these locations, we have, for example, the printer. And since I haven't read the rules, I don't know where the printer is, but I'm guessing that the location is gonna go something like that. And then you have, you know, all of these locations. So with them out, it's gonna look a lot better. Okay, guys, there you have it. That is Orange Shall Overcome. Again, this is currently on Kickstarter, which you can get the basic game, and there's also an expansion there. So if that's something you're looking for, check out the Kickstarter. If you enjoyed this unboxing video, I hope that you like the video and give me a comment. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to not miss out on the gameplay video I'm gonna do of this. If you want to help out a little bit extra, you can become a supporting member of the channel for only $2.99 a month, or you can do a one-time donation with YouTube Super Thanks or PayPal. You'll find my PayPal address in the video description. And all donations goes towards backing new games, to showcasing and playing on the channel, and camera equipment. Alright guys, again, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.